My dear child, today I come to speak to you about something sacred, the longing for a place to truly call home. This isn't merely a message, it is a moment of love, a gentle encounter wrapped in the eternal promises of my grace. I reach out to you, not only as your creator, but as your father, one who watches your every step with tenderness and devotion. There is something I've planted deep in your spirit, not just a desire for a roof and four walls, but a deep yearning for a space where your soul can breathe, where your heart feels protected, and where you can finally whisper, "This is where I belong." I've heard every unspoken plea, every quiet breath in the dark, every tear that silently soaked your pillow, even the desires you thought too small to mention. I've seen them all. Those childhood dreams you tucked away, they are still alive in my heart, just as radiant and whole as the day I placed them inside you. Not one has been forgotten. This home you long for is far more than shelter from rain or sun. I understand the essence of what you're hoping for. A haven where you can remove your emotional armor. A space where you don't have to pretend to be strong. Where you are known, understood, and still fully loved. A place where your soul begins to mend, where laughter rings through peaceful halls, and every corner echoes with my presence. And I want you to know, I am preparing that place for you, quietly, gently, and with purpose. I've watched you take each step on this path toward that home. I've seen the moments you wandered through fog, uncertain of the way forward, yet you continued walking. I know of the crossroads where one path led to surrender and the other to hope, and you chose hope. Even when your heart was weary and your faith seemed fragile, you held on. And that quiet perseverance has moved me more than you know. I never needed grand gestures from you to prove your worth. You don't need to achieve anything to earn my love. What I see is your heart. A heart that endures, that gives, that loves, and still dares to believe. And in that heart I dwell. That is why your dream of a home is not just a hopeful fantasy. It is evidence that you're in alignment with the destiny I have shaped for you. A home where you're not judged, where you don't have to strive to be accepted. That is what I long to give you. I know you've spent years hidden behind invisible barriers, burdens, expectations, loneliness, and past wounds. You've become used to comforting yourself when no one else was there, but now I'm inviting you to let go of those weights. Let me be your refuge. Let me build not just a house, but a sanctuary for your soul. A place where peace settles like sunlight and love covers everything like a warm blanket. Remember those quiet moments when it seemed like all doors were closed, when your prayers hung heavy in the silence, and the idea of a true home felt distant and unreachable. I was there, not always in obvious ways, but in every quiet light filtering through your pain, in every word of encouragement sent just in time, in the unexpected hand of support. That was me, reminding you that the dream I placed within you was never abandoned. Understand this, the home you wait for is more than a physical blessing. It's a divine promise taking form. It symbolizes that I have remembered every promise I made to you. When I prepare a place of rest for you, I do more than arrange walls and a roof. I align the right people, the right timing, and the right environment, so that what I give you is not just a structure, but a reflection of my love, a place where heaven touches earth. What you truly need is not simply a house, but a home where you can live with authenticity and joy. A home where you're free to be all that I created you to be. So hold on just a bit longer. Trust that I am already at work in the unseen. Though your eyes may not see it yet, in the spiritual realm, everything is shifting. Each piece is falling into place. Even in moments where it feels like nothing is happening, know this. I am gently guiding you forward with my hand. You haven't been forgotten. Your dream has not faded from my mind. Every step you've taken has brought you closer to the place your soul is yearning for. And what I'm preparing will go beyond your deepest expectations. I'm not simply building a dwelling. I'm shaping an atmosphere where your faith will flourish. Your heart will open, and your life will be renewed. The heaviness you've carried will lift. This place will be your turning point, where rest finds you and a new beginning begins. Also remember this, the home you will receive is more than a blessing. It is a reward, a testimony of our journey together, a visible marker of trust forged in the fires of patience and surrender. To those who cried silently, who pressed forward despite fear, who walked when everything screamed to give up, I honor them, and you, my beloved, are among them. The home I give will stand as a reminder that not a single tear was wasted, not a single silent prayer ignored. Open your heart again. Let fresh hope rise. Don't let yesterday's pain steal tomorrow's joy. Closed doors weren't rejections. They were redirections, shaping you for the right opening. And when that door finally swings wide, you won't hesitate. You will know. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And I want you to be certain. Nothing and no one can stop what I've ordained for you. Not earthly power, not spiritual resistance. I am moving. Keep believing. Stay thankful. Expect goodness, because the moment you enter that home, you won't just find a roof overhead. You'll find yourself. And in the quiet beauty of every detail, you'll know I've been with you all along. Every moment, every step. And when you step across that threshold, into the space I've handcrafted for you, with care and divine purpose, you will hear in your spirit the words I've longed to say. Welcome home. This is your resting place. This is where you belong. This is where you are fully, deeply, and eternally loved. Because had you entered that home too early, it would not have held the strength, the beauty, or the purpose I designed it to carry. There were still pieces I needed to arrange, not just around you, but within you. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. The delays were not denials. They were divine preparations, refining the foundation, so that what I build in your life would not crumble under pressure, but stand firm, enduring and radiant through every season. My dear one, when I promise a home, I promise more than a place to live. I promise a sanctuary, a sacred space that reflects not only your heart but mine, a place where your spirit can breathe freely, where your laughter will rise without restraint, and where your deepest wounds will finally exhale their last ache. You will not just dwell there, you will thrive there, because it will not be made by human hands alone, but by the hands of heaven, working quietly, surely, and intentionally. And when you walk through its doors for the first time, you won't need a sign to know it was meant for you. The atmosphere will testify. The peace will confirm it. Your soul will recognize the fulfillment it has long awaited. Like a child finally reunited with home after a long and weary journey. Nothing will be missing. Nothing will be out of place. It will be the culmination of every prayer, every tear, every silent hope you tucked away in your heart. Remember this, my beloved. I am a God who does not forget the cries of his children. What you have whispered into the night, I have engraved upon eternity. What you have dreamed behind closed eyes, I have been shaping behind the veil. Even now, the final touches are being completed, the final stones laid, the final locks prepared to be turned. I am not only preparing a place for you, I am preparing you for that place. So if the road still feels long, do not despair. If the wait seems unending, do not lose heart. Just as the seed must remain hidden in the soil before it blooms, your promise must be nurtured in the unseen before it blossoms into reality. But the bloom is near. The time is at hand. What once was only glimpsed through the eyes of faith will soon stand tangible before you. Let your spirit remain expectant. Do not let the world steal the joy that is meant to carry you through these final steps. When doubt whispers, remind your soul of who walks with you. When fear rises, silence it with truth. For you are not walking alone. I am beside you, behind you, and ahead of you, carving out a path that no man, no force, no setback can erase. Every delay has a reason. Every no has made way for a better yes. Every detour redirected you closer to my perfect timing. And in this, you will soon see. My timing is not only precise, it is perfect. There will be no regret when you enter what I have prepared. Only overwhelming gratitude that I made you wait so that what you received would be full, blessed, and undeniably from me. Let your heart be encouraged, not only by what is coming, but by who is bringing it. I have held your destiny in the palm of my hand since the beginning. The path was never random, the hardships were never pointless, and the promise was never out of reach. It was simply ripening, waiting until the moment I had appointed to unveil it. This home, your home, will carry legacy. It will not just be a space of comfort, but of impact. What begins as a personal promise will become a public declaration of my goodness, and those who once questioned your journey will marvel at the beauty of your arrival. Those who wondered if I heard you will stand in awe of how fully I answered. Those who thought the dream had died will see that it only needed time to breathe and grow in the soil of faith. My beloved, take this season to prepare your heart, not with striving, but with surrender. Let go of timelines and comparisons. Release what you think it should look like, and trust that what I am preparing will surpass anything you could have planned. Let hope anchor you. Let joy sustain you. Let peace guard you. You are nearing the moment where the invisible becomes visible. And when that door opens, it will not creak with uncertainty. It will swing wide with divine welcome. You will step into more than just a promise fulfilled. You will step into a life realigned with purpose, where every scar is turned into strength, every delay into testimony, and every longing into deep, abiding joy. Know this: I finish what I start, I water what I plant, I bless what I ordain. And you, my beloved one, have been chosen for this. You are not walking toward a maybe. You are walking toward a certainty written by eternal hands. So take heart, you are closer than you've ever been. Let every breath from now on be filled with expectation, every step taken with boldness, and every sunrise met with the confidence that your miracle is not coming. It is already underway. The season of wandering is coming to an end. The season of wondering, the season of waiting, all of it has served a holy purpose. You will soon look back and see that not a single moment was wasted. Every pain had its purpose. Every silence was saturated with intention. And every unseen movement was setting the stage for a breakthrough only I could orchestrate. Now walk in faith. Speak with expectation. Dream boldly again. The home I am preparing is more than just a structure. It is the beginning of a new era. A life built not on survival, but on thriving. A place where love reigns, hope breathes freely, and peace saturates every breath. You are stepping out of shadows and into the light of fulfillment. Your heart will recognize it, not because it matches your plans, but because it reflects my love perfectly. And in that sacred place you will live, not just exist. You will flourish, not just survive. You will finally say, "This is it. This is the promise fulfilled. This is the home my soul has always known." Your smile, each time you walk through the door, knowing deep within that you are standing in the very manifestation of grace, in the center of a promise fulfilled by hands far greater than your own. This will not be just a structure built of stone and timber, but a dwelling infused with purpose. Every corner marked with my presence, every room echoing with peace that passes understanding. You will feel it as soon as you cross the threshold. The air itself will feel different, lighter, warmer, charged with a sacred stillness. There will be no striving in that place, no questioning whether you belong, because every detail will bear the fingerprint of my faithfulness. It will be a reflection of your obedience, your resilience, and your surrender. And above all, it will be a reflection of my relentless love. This home will be your sanctuary, but it will also be a sending place, a place from which new dreams are launched, new prayers are spoken, and new faith is born. Others will come into this space and feel the residue of glory. They will not be able to explain it, but they will feel safe, seen, and stirred by something they can't quite name. That something will be me, dwelling not only in your home, but in you. This is why I ask you to trust the timing. Not because I need time, but because time is the canvas on which I paint beauty out of ashes. I have seen every tear, heard every desperate whisper in the night, and felt every ache your heart tried to conceal. Nothing was overlooked. Not a single moment has been wasted. I am weaving it all together into a tapestry more radiant than you imagined, with your dream home as only one thread in a much greater design. My beloved, I know the nights you've spent wondering if it was all just a distant hope. I know the moments you felt the pressure to settle, to give up, to scale down your expectations. But I never asked you to shrink your vision. I only asked you to enlarge your trust. Do not trade your divine inheritance for temporary comfort. I am not in a hurry, because what I build is made to last. I'm not just preparing a home, I'm preparing a legacy. In the quiet places of your heart, I have been laying the bricks of endurance, grace, and maturity. You may not see the transformation from the outside, but the deep work is happening. The kind of work that ensures that when the doors open, you will walk in, not as a visitor unsure of their place, but as a son, as a daughter, fully aware that this is exactly where you belong. And I will fill that place with the sounds of laughter long overdue, with the peace of dreams no longer deferred, with the stillness that only comes when striving ceases and trust takes its place. You will cook meals seasoned with joy, rest under a roof of assurance, and rise each morning with purpose humming in your veins. This is not just about blessing you, it is about anchoring you, rooting you so deeply in my goodness that storms may come, but you will not be moved. Let this truth settle over you like dew. You are not forgotten, you are not overlooked. The delay is not a denial, it is a divine alignment, ensuring that every detail, every provision, every piece falls into place, not just adequately, but perfectly. And when the day comes that the key is placed into your hand, you will remember every quiet yes, every surrendered moment, every time you chose faith over fear, and you will understand why the wait was necessary. Because in that moment, it won't just be about a home, it will be about how I shaped you to receive it. You will look back and say, now I see, now I understand, and your heart will bless the journey, even the hardest parts. Because it was in those very places, those deep unseen valleys, that I grew in you the capacity to carry the weight of blessing without it crushing you. So prepare your heart, not in anxiety, but in expectation. Make space within your soul for the arrival of more than you've asked for. Because I am not a God of bare minimums. I am the God of overflow. What I bring into your life is never just enough. It is pressed down, shaken together, and running over. The house I have prepared will not only meet your needs, but expand your ability to give, to love, and to serve from a place of overflow. You will no longer live in survival mode. You will live from a place of rest. You will no longer question whether good things are for you. You will walk confidently in the reality that my goodness follows you. This home will be the evidence, not the reason you believe, but the result of your belief. A holy confirmation that I do not forget, I do not abandon, and I do not disappoint those who wait on me. And I say again, the time is near. The preparations are nearing completion. The final pieces are falling into place. The divine dominoes I set in motion long ago are aligning. What was once delayed is now accelerating. You will begin to feel it in your spirit before you see it with your eyes, a deep knowing that breakthrough is not only coming, it is already on the move. I have not called you to hope in vain. I have not called you to pray into an echo. I have called you to receive. And what you are receiving is not random. It is tailor-made for your journey, your calling, and your future. This is why I urge you, resist the temptation to compare your timeline with others. Resist the voice that says you are behind. You are not behind. You are right on time for what I've designed uniquely for you. Stay steady. Keep your eyes fixed, not on what is lacking, but on what is coming. Keep your spirit attuned, not to the noise of delay, but to the whisper of promise. I'm still speaking, I'm still working, and soon, very soon, you will see it unfold. The house you have long envisioned will rise, not only as a place to live, but as a symbol of my faithfulness, written across every beam and brick. When others see it, they will see more than a beautiful space. They will see the fingerprints of a God who redeems time, who honors perseverance, and who lavishes his children with love. And you, my beloved, will walk through those doors with your head held high, your heart wide open, and your spirit alive with joy. Because you'll know this is not just a house, this is a testimony. So lift your eyes again. Let hope find its way back into the corners of your heart. Let trust be your anchor, and gratitude your guide. For the dream I planted in you was never fiction, it was prophecy. And what I prophesy I fulfill. The dream home is not just on the way, it is approaching with divine speed, and you will not miss it. You will walk into it fully prepared, wholly ready, and forever changed, a firm foundation that will endure beyond time. What I am establishing through you is a legacy of faith, a beacon of hope that will speak to generations not yet born. Your obedience now is planting seeds that will blossom in the lives of your children and your children's children. They will walk through doors you've prayed open, and they will dwell under roofs built by your steadfast belief. The decisions you make today, the faith you choose to cling to, will echo in the footsteps of those who come after you. This is why I continue to remind you, what you are carrying is not small, it is sacred. The dream you hold, the home you envision is wrapped in divine intention. It is more than a structure. It is a spiritual inheritance. And as such, it requires preparation, not just in the natural, but in the unseen. Let your spirit rise to meet this calling. Let your perspective stretch beyond present pressures and see with eternal eyes. You are not building alone. You are co-laboring with the one who laid the foundations of the earth. There will be moments when the noise of uncertainty tries to drown out my voice. Moments when the plans you've drawn up don't seem to align with the path unfolding before you. But do not be disheartened. My plans are always higher. My ways are always perfect. When it feels like you've been rerouted, know that I am simply guiding you along the path that will lead to your best. Delay is not denial. It is divine refinement. I am perfecting what concerns you, even when you don't yet see the shape of the outcome. And in the meantime, I am strengthening your character, deepening your trust, and increasing your spiritual sensitivity, so that when the promise arrives, you will not be overwhelmed by the blessing, but fully equipped to carry it with honor. This house will not become an idol. It will become an altar, a place of worship, a space of testimony. You will lift your eyes to the heavens from within its walls and say, "Surely the Lord has been here." Do not underestimate how close you are. Sometimes the greatest resistance comes just before the breakthrough. But I have already dispatched provision. I have already aligned key relationships, opportunities, and divine appointments. Even now, my hand is orchestrating events in your favor. You are about to step into a convergence, a moment when my timing, your preparation, and divine favor collide in perfect harmony. You will not have to force this door open. It will open because it was destined to. You will not need to strive. My spirit will go before you and create supernatural ease. Your only task is to remain surrendered, alert, and obedient. Trust that when I say it is time, nothing can hinder what I have ordained. Let your heart be anchored in this truth. I am not just bringing you into a home. I am bringing you into a season of settledness. A time when your spirit will no longer roam restless and searching. A time when you will be deeply rooted, both in the natural and in the spiritual. You have wandered long enough. You have waited long enough. Now comes the fulfillment. Now comes the settling. Now comes the tangible evidence that I keep my word. But as you step into this new chapter, remember this blessing is not just for your comfort. It is for your calling. You will be a light in your neighborhood, a source of peace to those who enter, a safe space for hearts in need of healing. Your home will become a quiet refuge in a noisy world, a visible expression of invisible grace. There will be laughter in rooms that once echoed with silence. There will be praise where fear once lingered, and you will walk those halls, not in fear of losing it, but in confidence that what I give, I also sustain. No thief can steal what I have sealed. No darkness can overcome what I have filled with light. Your home will be kept, guarded, and blessed, because it has been set apart by me. This is why I ask you not to waver. Don't entertain the old lies that whisper that you're not worthy, that it's too late, or that you missed your moment. Those thoughts are not from me. I am not a God of confusion. I am the God of clarity, peace, and promise. And my promise still stands. What I spoke over your life will come to pass, and no power in heaven or earth can revoke it. So lift your eyes and prepare your spirit. Celebrate in advance. Begin to praise not for what you hope will happen, but for what I have already done in the unseen. Your praise will unlock doors. Your gratitude will open windows of heaven. Your faith will activate miracles. And in the quiet moments when you still feel unsure, come back to this truth. I chose you for this. I entrusted you with the dream because I knew you would carry it with reverence. I have not changed my mind. I am still with you. I am still moving. I am still faithful. Let your prayers shift from pleading to praising. Begin to thank me, not as if it's coming someday, but as if it's already on the way. Because it is. My timing is not delayed. My plans are not off course. Everything is unfolding with purpose, precision, and perfect love. In the coming weeks, watch as doors you never knocked on open before you. Watch as strangers become supporters, as needs are met without struggle, as ideas take shape with speed and clarity. Watch as what once seemed impossible begins to feel inevitable. Because where my spirit is, nothing is too hard. And when you finally step across that threshold into the dream made real, you will not just see a house. You will see the story of my faithfulness written in every detail. You will see how I remembered what you thought I forgot. You will feel how I carried you when you thought you had nothing left. And your heart will overflow, not just with joy, but with awe. For this is not the end, it is only the beginning. A new chapter where blessings flow, not in trickles but in waves. A chapter of building, growing, serving, and shining. I will establish you. I will expand you. And I will do it all so that the world might see what it means to be loved by the living God. This is your time to walk in fullness. No more shrinking. No more doubting. No more waiting for permission to believe. I have already said yes. I have already gone ahead. Now walk forward in faith, because the door is opening and your promised place awaits. Hold fast to what I have spoken, even when the wait feels long and the days stretch silently before you. The fulfillment of my promise is not tied to visible signs alone, but to the certainty of my voice. What I have declared over your life is not subject to human limitation. It is anchored in eternity, sealed with divine intent, and carried forward by my unstoppable hand. My child, do not measure progress by how much you can see, for many of my greatest works begin in hiddenness. Just as seeds push roots deep beneath the soil, long before their green shoots break through the surface, so too are your foundations being strengthened in places no one else can see. What you think is stillness is actually sacred preparation. And soon the fruit of this unseen labor will burst forth with undeniable clarity. There will come a day, sooner than you imagine, when you will step into the very threshold of that home and know with every fiber of your being, this was not luck nor coincidence, but the unmistakable unfolding of my divine plan. You will see how every delay had purpose, how every closed door preserved you, how every unanswered prayer was actually a yes in disguise, shaped by my wisdom rather than your timeline. And on that day, joy will overtake you like a flood, not only because you've received the blessing, but because your heart will recognize the faithfulness that carried you through it all. You will rejoice not only in the beauty of what you've received, but in the beauty of who you've become along the way. So do not grow weary when the journey feels long. Remember, Even the longest winters are followed by spring, and the harvest always comes in due season to those who do not give up. I have seen the way you held on, even when everything in you wanted to let go. I have watched you walk by faith, not by sight, and I am moved by your quiet endurance. My beloved, there are angels assigned to your steps. There are divine appointments scheduled on your behalf, connections, resources, revelations that will fall into place with supernatural precision. You will begin to see this unfold with clarity in the days ahead. Doors that were once sealed shut will now swing open with ease. Conversations that seemed impossible will flow with favor. People you never expected to meet will be drawn to your life, not by chance, but by my orchestration. And know this, when you enter your promise, your home, your haven, it will not come with fear or anxiety. It will come with peace. You will not have to force, fight, or manipulate your way into it. My spirit will lead you, and everything will align as it should, just as rivers flow effortlessly into the sea. What is meant for you cannot miss you. Let your heart be guarded against discouragement. The enemy will try to distract you with voices of fear, whispers of doubt, and memories of past disappointments. But I have given you the authority to silence every lie. Lift up the shield of faith. Speak life with your words. Clothe your heart with truth, for your trust in me is not misplaced. It is your anchor, your compass, your covering. You are not forgotten, not for a moment. I have been walking beside you every step, closer than breath, more faithful than the rising sun. Every time you chose to believe rather than give in to despair, you brought joy to my heart. Every time you refused to let bitterness harden you, even in pain, you reflected my nature. And every tear that fell in secret was caught in my hand. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on schedule for the unfolding of what I've prepared. Then the months to come will be marked by acceleration. What once took years to shift will now change in days. What seemed impossible will become your reality, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. And as you enter this season, let generosity overflow from your heart. Share the story of how I carried you. Let others see the beauty of a life built on faith. Your testimony will unlock hope in those who have lost their way. Your joy will be contagious, and your home will be more than a place to rest. It will be a refuge, a place where my presence dwells tangibly, where lives are renewed and hearts are healed. I will fill that space with laughter, with music, with peace that surpasses understanding. Walls will echo with prayers answered. Rooms will hold memories that generations will treasure. And you will know, not just in your mind, but deep in your spirit, that I, your God, have done this. Lift your head, my child. Keep your spirit open and your hands ready. Expectation is not naive. It is the language of faith. And I honor faith. I reward those who earnestly seek me, who dare to believe in the middle of uncertainty, who continue to walk when the path is not yet visible. Let this be your confidence, that I have begun a good work in you, and I will be faithful to complete it. The chapters ahead are already written with joy. The dreams you carry are not fragile illusions. They are seeds of divine intention, and the house you will enter is more than a structure. It is a manifestation of my unwavering love, tailored specifically for you. You do not need to compare your journey with anyone else's. What I am doing in your life is unique, intimate, and sacred. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no heart has imagined what I have prepared for you. And it is coming. It is near, so near. Remain in the posture of peace. Keep walking in trust. Stay aligned with my voice. And watch as heaven invades earth in your life, in ways you never thought possible. I am not only restoring what was lost, I am multiplying it. I am turning ashes into beauty and sorrow into dancing. You will be surprised by joy, surprised by how deeply, how completely I fulfill every promise. This is not just about a home, it is about legacy, about story, about showing the world what it looks like when a child of God chooses to believe against all odds. You are that child, and I am that faithful father. So let hope rise again. Let your spirit sing again. Let your hands prepare not just for possession, but for purpose. Because what I'm giving you is holy. It will carry weight, influence, and light. You are stepping into more than a blessing. You are stepping into destiny. And I am with you. I have always been with you. I will never leave you. My child, you may feel the winds of uncertainty blow, but do not be moved. For I am the rock beneath your feet, the steady hand that never lets go. Even when your surroundings shift and your feelings falter, I remain the same, faithful, true, and deeply committed to completing the good work I began in you. Do not measure the strength of your future by the weakness of your past. I do not define you by the moments you stumbled, but by the faith you've held on to. Even when the night felt long and the path unclear, you are entering a divine season of clarity. I am lifting the fog that once clouded your mind and replacing it with vision and purpose. You will begin to see with new eyes, eyes of faith, eyes that are no longer fixed on the visible, but rooted in my invisible power. For what is unseen is more real than what you can touch. And I am working now in dimensions you cannot grasp, arranging connections, removing hindrances, and preparing opportunities to spring forth at exactly the right time. Do not say, "How will this happen?" or "Who will help me?" For I am the one who sends the help, and I often do it in ways no one expects. I can raise a helper from the far corners of the earth, or stir the heart of someone near you. I can shift policies, soften hearts, and make a way where there is no way. Trust not in your limited sight, but in my limitless ability. I have never once failed, and I will not start now. Let this truth sink deep into your soul. Your dream home is not merely coming, it is being completed. Even now, hands are building what I have designed. Even now, invisible threads are being woven to connect your heart with the place I've chosen for you. Every detail, every color, every sound and smell is perfectly aligned with what brings peace to your spirit. For this is not just a physical space. It is a reflection of my care for you, a dwelling of rest, laughter, healing, and divine encounter. Prepare your spirit for this new season. Requires a heart anchored in me. Not every voice will understand the path I've chosen for you. Not everyone will comprehend the favor I'm about to pour out. But do not seek validation from man, for it is I who has called you blessed. I will defend you, promote you, and surround you with grace. You don't need to explain what I am doing. Just walk in it boldly, humbly, joyfully. The fruit of your life will speak for itself. In the days ahead, you will experience sudden shifts. What once moved slowly will accelerate. What once felt blocked will break open. Delays will give way to divine acceleration. And you will find yourself standing in places you once only visited in dreams. These are not coincidences. They are answers to prayers you thought were forgotten. I have stored every word you've ever whispered in faith, every tear you've cried in trust, and now the season of reaping has arrived. You will laugh again, without the heaviness of past disappointments. You will breathe deeply, without the weight of worry. You will move through your days with a confidence that is not rooted in what you own or control, but in who I am. My presence will fill your life in ways so tangible that even strangers will sense the peace you carry. You are not just building a house, you are becoming a sanctuary. And through you, many will find their way back to hope. Let your life be a reflection of what I can do with a surrendered heart. Let every room of your home echo with my faithfulness. Let the walls speak of my goodness, and let every open door be an invitation to my love. For I am establishing something far greater than a structure. I am building legacy, shaping destiny, and anchoring your story into mine. And yes, there will still be moments where the enemy tries to plant seeds of fear, but you will no longer be shaken, for you will recognize that fear is just a shadow, powerless in the presence of my light. You will silence the doubts, not by fighting them, but by standing firm in truth. The truth that I have chosen you, that I have never left you, that my plans for you are not fragile, but fierce and unstoppable. Every part of your journey has meaning. Nothing has been wasted. Not the waiting, not the weeping, not the long nights of prayer. Everything has been preparing you for this moment of release. You are stepping into the yes of heaven. The gates are opening. The blessings are being poured out. The door is unlocked, and the time is now. So walk forward, not with hesitation, but with holy expectation. Speak blessings over your life. Proclaim my promises aloud. Worship not as a ritual, but as a declaration of victory. For the battle has already been won. The ground you are about to walk on has already been given to you. What once looked impossible will now stand before you as undeniable proof that I am who I say I am. And as you dwell in the house I am giving you, let it not only be a refuge for you, but a lighthouse for others. Let your story become the evidence that I still perform miracles. Let your home become a beacon of love, a shelter for the weary, a place where heaven meets earth. Through you I will reach many. Through your obedience, lives will be changed. Never forget, my beloved, what I give I sustain, what I bless I protect, and what I begin I always complete. Your journey has not been in vain. The seeds you've sown in tears will bloom in joy. The time has come, the promise is near, and I will walk with you into every room, filling it with my peace, my presence, and my power. Lift up your head, take a deep breath, and step boldly into the fulfillment of my word. For the season of wondering is ending, and the season of receiving has arrived. Amen.